Hi everyone, it's Rebecca from Bryan House Quilts. Because I think it's so important to cultivate your own signature color palette, I'd like to share with you one of the bonus exercises found in my workshop, Playful Color Theory for Quilters. In this episode, I'll be guiding you through the exercise, which will help you begin to build your own signature color wheel. Before we get to the exercise, I just want to say how important playing with color is. It's great to understand color theory, but it's even better to know how to use color theory in a playful way that really sets you apart. Part of being playful with your color choice means really understanding what colors you love. If you follow me, then you'll know that I love bright colors, but I've had to cultivate my colors and work with them a few years until I really felt comfortable about my color choices. This exercise is meant to help you narrow down your signature color style so you can begin to play with your colors. Try this simple exercise to become more familiar with the colors that speak to you. And hopefully by the end of this exercise, you'll either have a good understanding of the colors you love, or at the very least, you'll be on the right track and have a tool to use to figure out the colors you love. I'm going to walk you through how I would go about doing this personal color wheel worksheet. So remember the goal here, part of playing with color is that we want our personalities to show through in our color choices. So the goal here is to begin to identify your personal color comfort zone. So I've got my personal color wheel worksheet here. I've got my instructions here in case I need to refer to them. I'm using my cut up Kona color card, but you can use paint chips. You can also use a different manufacturer's color card, and you can also use swatches from your personal stash. Our first step is to choose primary colors, so yellow, blue, and red. And the colors you want to choose should be colors that speak to you personally. So I like a lot of bright colors, so my colors might be brighter than you're used to or that you like, and that's okay. And just the goal here is choose colors that personally speak to you. So my red that I like is always a really bright cherry red. It kind of reminds me of the retro 1930s reds. I really like a bright red, so I've got my red here. Then I'm going to pick a blue that I like. And these color chips are color chips that I use routinely, so that's why they're already out, and I'll be pulling from them pretty often. I really like this blue. I like a really bright blue. And then my next step would be to choose a yellow. Now my yellows, I always feel like I have trouble choosing a yellow. Yellow's hard for me, and that's okay. We all have our color strengths. So I like this bright yellow, but I'm worried that it might overwhelm. So maybe I'll choose this one, but then again, it might be too neon, so maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna choose one. I like this one a lot, as opposed to this yellow, which is kind of dull. So I'm going to stick with this one for now. So once we've got our primary colors, our next step is to do the secondary colors. So choose green, orange, and purple. And again, you want to choose colors that really speak to you. So for my green, I don't tend to like greens that are grass greens. I like greens that veer a little bit to the blue side. And so I'm going to choose a bluer green. It's called bluegrass. Maybe I should choose this one. I like this one, yeah. These are really similar. Okay, I'll just choose that one. And then I'm going to choose a purple, which looks purple to me. There, that looks purple. And then finally orange. I like that orange. It might be a little bit light, but I like it. I'll stick with that one. So now I've got my primary colors and my secondary colors, and I've chosen colors that really speak to me. The next step would be to fill in the tertiary colors. And I really love tertiary colors. I use them a lot in my projects, especially if I'm trying to get a seamless rainbow. I use a lot of tertiary colors. So green, yellow, I like the sour green. Ooh, I like the way that looks though. Okay, so you're only supposed to choose one, but you know, I'm gonna keep both of those because I like that transition right there. And this is where I get into trouble. I just keep adding my tertiary colors in until it's nearly a seamless rainbow. Orange yellow. Yeah, here we go. And this step, it really requires you being able to see the undertone of the color. So if you have a harder time figuring out the undertone of the color, so I can see that this flame is really an orange yellow right here, then you might consider taking my playful color theory workshop. So I'm still working on my oranges. This one looks a little bit more red to me. Okay, so then you want to do red, purple, and blue, green. We'll do blue, green, easy. That's an easy one for me. Blue, purple. And then red, purple. Okay, so we've got our hues all laid out here, and these are all hues or colors that really speak to me. So this is my personal color comfort zone. And our next step would be to fill in the shades and then the light tints to the outer border. And you want to do that in the same way. So I'm going to start with the primary colors with my shades. So yellow, this looks like a dark yellow to me. And then a dark blue. And a dark red. I don't often use dark, so I'm having to consult my color box here. So now that I've got my shadings of my primary colors here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my secondary colors and then my tertiary colors. Once I have my shades completed, my next step is to do this outer layer, which are the light colors or the tints. So I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to do the primary colors first. So my yellow, I want a light yellow, and then a light red. Now that I've got my tints of my primary colors, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my secondary tints, and then I'm going to do the tertiary colors. Once you have your personal color wheel worksheet completed, you'll have an idea of what your color comfort zone is and which colors that really speak to you consistently. So once you have this finished, you'll be able to use these colors and you'll be able to create a rainbow quilt, for example, and you'll be able to use the colors that you know that you love. So for example, you'll be able to pick your color swatch and say, I really love this kind of blue. I'm going to go to my fabric stash and I'm going to choose fabrics that match this blue. Now, if you've gotten to this point and you aren't a fan of your personal color wheel, don't worry about it. Sometimes it takes a few tries to really fall in love with your personal color wheel. So what I would recommend is that take a picture of what you have on your color wheel worksheet and just start again. And again, sometimes it takes a few times to really solidify which colors speak to you and which colors are in your comfort zone. So if you've gotten to that point, don't fret, just start over and start again. And the idea is once you've done it a few times, your personal color wheel will eventually shine through. So that's all there is to it for the personal color wheel exercise. As you're doing the exercises, if you have any trouble deciding what primary or secondary or tertiary colors are, or if you have a hard time seeing the undertones of the fabric swatches, so for example, is that yellow really a true yellow or is it a greenish yellow? Or if you have any trouble deciding what the tint and the shade is for each of your colors, then I encourage you to check out my online workshop, Playful Color Theory for Quilters. If you do this exercise and make a personal color wheel, I'd love to see it. You can share it on Facebook or Instagram, Don't forget to tag me at Bryan House Quilts and use the hashtag PlayfulColorTheory. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.